My two favorite proverbs on depression are from India and China. One of them goes something along the lines of, if you want to kill yourself, throw yourself into the ocean. You will find yourself gasping for air because you don't want to die, you want to kill something inside of you. And the second is that if a man is to kill himself, his depression does not die with him. Depression is its own spirit and will be passed on to those who are close. And just by those two, it's very clear that depression is something that needs to be conquered, not that needs to be ended. Well, I guess you can end it by conquering it, but not really, because life is not a checklist. It's a way of being able to conquer anything that comes to your path and building the strength to do that, because you're not born with that strength. And that's what makes you so beautiful, is like, it's not like you're sad and depressed and then all of a sudden you're happy for the rest of your life, because that would eventually become mundane and boring. But life is beautiful by the peaks and valleys of the landscape. The highs and the lows make it so beautiful. That's why I chose to be right up here on top of this mountain. Partially because it's just so beautiful. And I feel like that's another problem with depression. I feel like it derives from the lack of positive emotions. Not only bad emotions, because those are to be balanced out with the good emotions. For example, when you don't have gratitude, it's very easy to forget how beautiful life is and how much there is to live for and how much there is to be grateful for and how much we have, really. Because even though you may go great places in life, that's not what determines how happy you are. Happiness comes from the internal perspective. And depression, as a scientific way of describing it, I'm not qualified for this, but I've listened to plenty of podcasts and I feel I've personally conquered depression. Depression is quoted as being the lack of connection. Whether the lack of connection with others, the lack of connection with animals, the lack of connection with nature, or the lack of connection with the self. And I feel like the self is the most important, because if you're not unable to love yourself, you can't really love others because you don't really know how. And if you don't love others, it's very hard to stay connected. And I've been victim to that. I guess you could say victim. I've been guilty of that. I think would be a better way of putting it, because it's not something that happens to you, it happens from you. And as harsh as this sounds, everything is our fault, but that means everything is our responsibility to fix it. And you can. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, you can do it. And I believe in you, and because I've seen people come out of very dark places, and I've helped people come out of very dark places. I've helped myself come out of very dark places. I just think life is just so beautiful. Like, that's the other thing, is that everybody's going through the same things. Everybody's experiencing these crazy emotions, and like, that's very comforting, at least for me, because it's like, I'm not alone in this. I could be walking down the street and somebody could have terminal cancer and they don't even know it, or they know it that they're gonna die soon. It's like, there's always somebody who has something, say, worse, but then again, I actually kind of want to take that statement back. It's true, but comparison is the killer of all joy, as my little brother Frank says. And I don't know. It's everybody's 100% is their 100%. Even though some people will beat you down and be like, "Oh, that's what you're going through? Pfft, that's nothing. Look what I went through." And they're all flaunting. And it's like, well, good for you, dude. This still hurts. I'm still suffering. And it's like, the amount of suffering that each person has had is the greatest amount they've had. So that's their 100%. So it's like, the greatest amount of suffering to you is basically the same amount of feeling I felt. And it's like, it's not a comparison game, number one, but it's like, even though if my suffering was only 10% of what you have suffered, whoever you are out there. I'm mainly talking to you, Nana, I guess. I make these videos for you, but I was telling you yesterday on the phone, I want to make a video about depression, because a lot of people in my life, the theme of depression has been coming up lately, and I haven't really been around it for about 2 years, since I was like 17. When I was like the year from 16 to 17 was like the most depressed I ever was, and I was getting ready to end it, and I'm very glad I didn't, because there's so much to freaking live for. And I feel like that's another thing, is ignorance. When you are ignorant of what there is out there, it's very hard to see a vision or see hope, Like, If you're in a dark room, you can't, it feels like, well, there's nothing better than this. This is the worst. I don't want to keep doing this. But there is always something better out there. Because if you're at rock bottom, what do you have to lose? You are the most dangerous you could possibly be when you're at rock bottom. Because you have nothing to lose. You know, when I was at rock bottom, I was doing triple backflips off of freaking 30-foot cliffs. And it was like, it's just like I had nothing to lose. So I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm gonna do that. And I would never do that now. I'm like, there's too much to lose. You know, it's like, I honestly feel responsible. I feel like part of a community. Like, I feel like I have so much to give for people and to serve for people. I have so much I can bring to the table, and I owe that to everybody. Other than the people who have helped me and the people who have made me who I am, I owe it to them to be the best version of myself. Just like I would say you owe it to everyone else to be the best version of yourself, because nobody wants people to kill themselves. That's the worst thing you can do. You know, like I was saying with that proverb, it's like if you're not killing the depression, you're killing yourself. The depression is going to stay, and it's going to go and haunt somebody else. Let's see, I wrote a bunch of notes down for this. You have nothing to lose. Oh yeah, lack of purpose. I feel like I have found what I think to be purpose, and I say this all the time. Who the hell am I to know what my purpose is? I'm only 19 years old. But if, I feel the purpose of life is finding purpose in life. And how do you do that? Well, I say follow your intuition. Listen to what your heart is telling you is the right thing at that right moment, and you will never regret anything, because I always did what I felt was right at that moment. It might have been wrong, but your intuition is the only thing that'll ever lead you right. And if you put 100% effort and always do your absolute best, what is there to regret, you know? And think about it, if you're depressed, why not go after chasing your dreams? Is it the opinion of others? Which, if you are stressed about the opinion of others, think about it this way. That just means you lack confidence. It's like, well, yeah, duh. But how do you build confidence? Well, confidence, in the wise words of Alex Hormozy, is not shouting affirmations in the mirror. It's by having an undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are. And to go even further, as David Goggins says, the everyday resume, which is, what did I do today to prove I am who I think I am? Or who I am who I say I am, who I want to be. And it's about who you need to become, not about what you need to do. And it's just, there's too much to life. There's so much you can never stop learning, and you can never stop growing if you want it. There's always something to learn and grow for. And that's what is amazing to me. It's like there's an endless amount of lifetimes I can do in one life. There's too much to miss out on. There's too much joy, there's too much pain, there's too much suffering. And I love that. For myself, I think it would be wise to try to find, for you, whoever the listener is, to try to find joy in the terrible, in the great, you know, there's so much to do. And I heard this quote, it was this is a random tangent, but it's you can always travel, and it's if you lose your money, you lose nothing. If you lose your friends, you lose something. If you lose your character, you lose everything. So it's we need to keep strong who we are and always be growing. And when you lack purpose, like I was saying, it's very easy to lose hope, because you don't really know where you're going, and it's because you might not have a vision of where you're going. And that's what's really sad is I get sad when I see people going through life just mindlessly, doing the same thing every single day, and they haven't taken life into their own hands. Not literally. Doesn't mean kill yourself. It means taking control and just going after, doing it. You know what I mean? I really don't like talking about myself, but for an example, 6 months ago I was $5,000 in debt, and now I won't say how much, but I have a very, very decent sized savings. I'm in the top 5% or something, top 3% for 19-year-olds. I did that all in 6 months because I simply was you know what, dude? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares that I want to cry all the time and my eyes won't let me. Nobody cares that I have a lot of pain that I'm going through. Nobody cares that I have a lot of joy I'm feeling. And it's like, we are kind of alone in this. And it's like, that's so liberating. That is so freeing, because it's like, dude, I can do whatever I want. So I just basically was working about 10 to 14 hours a day for 5 months at Ford as a salesman. And to give you an example, I made all of my money off of just hours. I never made commission once. That's how bad it was at sales. So it's like, I didn't have to be great, but I put myself in a better position. I paid my mom off for the car that she bought me and I destroyed in the rain. I drove through like a 3-foot deep puddle. And I paid off my credit card for a business that completely failed. And it was terrible. It was terrible. But, and then now I'm out here in nature, talking to a camera, making these video journals for my Nana, doing what I love. I might go eat a banana. Dude, it's just, there's too much to just get stuck. And it's like, I want to remind you that you have complete control of your life. You can do whatever you want. It might suck because you might lose friendships, and you might be in a situation where, say you have kids or something, then it's, I'm completely unqualified to talk about that because I don't know. But you can always do something a little bit better, you know? Because we're imperfect, always. So it's like, you can always strive to be a little bit better, a little bit closer, you know? That in there is like a perfect description almost. Yeah, so we are in complete control of our lives. So if you want to break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend, you can do that. If you want to quit your job and try something new, you can do that. You have unlimited options. And think about, this is one thing I really love to think about. There are extremely poor people living in the most beautiful places on earth. There's poverty everywhere. It's like, you can be poor anywhere you want. Dude, the world is so big, there's too much to explore. And I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, but I really felt compelled to say something about this. Lack of connection. Oh yeah. So purpose is finding purpose, and it's kind of like, it's not about the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of pursuit. And it's just like finding joy in life, in whatever. And you can cook yourself a healthy meal, even if it's like, hold on, let me restart. You need to grow your discipline and self-control, because that'll help you get into better positions. And like you choose what you put in your body. You choose the food, the intoxications, the content, like, which is awesome. It's so sad. Like, hold on. I'm getting too excited here. I need to stay focused. I'm also getting frigid cold because the sun went away. What was I saying? Like, you're in control. You can say no to yourself and build that muscle in your brain to say no to yourself, to be able to say, like, just get yourself into a better position. And be grateful for what you have. And it's not about getting more things. It's actually, honestly, like, more about simplifying. Because the more clarity you have, the easier it is to be grateful. Like, dude, I'm so grateful to be sitting here right now. Look at those two birds. Like, I'm so grateful that they're just flying by themselves. And they're giving me such a beautiful sight to see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little bit annoying. Valleys and peaks were in control. Oh yeah, it always gets better, man. Like I was saying, like, if you hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. And that's like a pretty, I sound cliche right now. Oh, you can't multitask. Like, literally, your brain cannot multitask. It's called switch tasking. Your brain switches from one to the other rapidly, and it actually takes longer, but that's how we get overwhelmed. So it's like, it's easy to get overwhelmed with plenty of emotions, and it makes it easy to lose sight of where we're going, which, kind of like I was saying, you lose your vision, and then you lose hope, and you start self-doubt, and then you get all these negative emotions and sad, and it's like, it feels like it's the end of the world, but it's like, you can build it right back. Like, I honestly feel like I'm a little bit like bipolar. Like, every other day I'm like self-doubt, motivated, self-doubt, inspired, self-doubt. Like, it's all over the place, and it's awesome, because it's kind of like how haters are your greatest critic. It's kind of like those negative emotions are your biggest reminder of how good it can be, you know? And it's like, we take for granted what we have until it's gone. Confidence. What was I saying about confidence? Like, the perspective of others holding you back from doing what you want to do. And it's like, for me, I do whatever I want to do because I'm so confident, because I can see where I want to go, I can see who I want to become, and I can see how to get there. So I know it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so it's like, I'm totally chill with whatever people say about me. I'm still going to do my thing. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to take my time, put me first, and, well, sometimes you put others first, you know, like, of course, but you know what I'm saying. Kind of like airplane rules, you can't really help others unless you help yourself first, like if you're crashing. Yeah, that was what I had to say for that. Let me just freestyle it real quick. Yeah. I don't know. I know how hard it can be, and I know that it's very easy to think this is the only way it happens, and sometimes you can't imagine what your life can be like in 1 year. Like, I would never have imagined my life would be where it is right now a year ago. Like, I'm just going with the flow. I'm no longer looking for something. I'm just open to whatever comes to me. And I think that's very helpful, and I think you should try to take up that practice, whoever you are, Mr. Stranger. Yeah, you are totally in control. You can get in shape. You can get more personality. You can learn how to be more charismatic, more talented, speak better conversation skills. You can get more handsome, more beautiful. It's endless. It is truly endless. You can constantly grow as long as you're working towards it, because you know what? You don't get what you don't work towards. And if you want this mental health, bro, dude, it is amazing to have mental health. It is so nice. And I know that you can do it because I've done it and I didn't think it was possible. So that's the only reason why I want to say it. But also, back to loving the self, you have to know the self. And how do you know the self? Well, let me give you a beautiful example. Journaling. Oh my God. Dude, journaling. This is, in the past year and a half, I've written 4 books, which is insane to me. I never thought that was going to be possible. I just can't stop. There's so much up in here, and it feels like if you feel like you have nobody to talk to, write it down. It is so nice. It gets off your chest and you feel so relieved. You could write about anything. I mostly kind of write about just what I did throughout the day, and I make little stories of it. Oh, ladybug, good luck. Where'd it go? And then I'll write about thoughts, and now I make these video journals about my thoughts, which is awesome, and just expands. And, oh, that kind of reminds me, like, we need to create more than we consume, just saying. Just gonna say it right now. It's kind of like how we are what we eat, we also are what we consume. And if you're consuming shit, you're gonna feel like shit, and you're gonna put out shit work. But also reading, because the more knowledge you have, like, this is called the creative act, and it's about becoming more creative, and creative outlets really help with how you feel. Like, it's awesome. Like, when you read, it's not only an escape, but also when you have more knowledge, it feels like you have a lot more things to do, and a lot more things to think about, and a lot more things to be grateful for, a lot more things to talk about. It's just this, it's endless. It is so endless. And then also, I really want to recommend this book series. This is called The Way Forward by Young Pueblo. It's the 3rd of 3. I skipped number 2 on accident, but the first one's called Inward by Young Pueblo. It is, honestly, I think that book is the depression cure. It's every single page is literally just like a couple of sentences. It's awesome. And every single page is like just mind blowing. It's so cool. What else? Yeah. Oh, there's this chapter I was reading yesterday called Play in the Creative Act. And basically it was saying that, like, let me read it for you. Within every artist, there's a child emptying a box of crayons on the floor, searching just for the right color to color the sky. And it's basically, he's talking about, like, why would you live a life for somebody else and do a job to kind of, like, prepare for the end of life, kind of like how we go to kindergarten, preparing for middle school, preparing for high school, preparing for college, preparing for a job, preparing for retirement, preparing for death. It's just all preparing for the next thing. But it's like, why not live in the moment? And it's like, why not have an occupation that you take a pay cut, which is what I'm doing. I'm doing that right now. Take a pay cut, but have more time for you, have more me time, and have more creating time, and eventually do that until eventually what you love to do takes over and you do that for a living. Like, it's just, like, you don't have to stay stuck in the position you are. There's so many options, and that's why I think ignorance is the biggest killer. Is like, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is suffering. Like, I heard this perspective from Alex Hormozy again. It was, you are paying $950,000. If you make $50,000 a year, you're paying $950,000 a year to know or to not know how to make $1 million a year. So that's obviously just about money. Money is not happiness, but it definitely makes it feel better. I'm just gonna say that because you feel a lot more clarity when you don't have stress about money, and you really start seeing what you want to do with your life. Just saying. You also give more time, but like, I kind of forgot where I was going with that one, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna end this video soon. Not my life. I believe in you, and I love you. I was just talking about love in my last video. Love is just simply wanting the best for others. So whoever you are, I know that you can do it. And I would like to talk to you. If you made it this far in the video, bro, that's crazy. I want you to comment the word grass. Comment grass, because I've been picking this thing the whole time and throwing it in the wind. Comment grass, and I would love to have a conversation with you. I will like send you my number, and let's just have a conversation, bro. Like, I would love to talk to you. And if you need help, I would be glad to help. And just anything. Like, I will be there for you. If nobody else will be there for you, I will be there for you. Because that's all we need, is we just need to be there for each other. Because like I said, we're all going through the same shit. And we kind of get caught up in our own stuff sometimes. And, also, like, if you're being, I think generosity and being there for others really actually kind of has a reverse effect. It feels like you're giving to yourself. You're kind of like, it just feels so good. I don't know how to put it into words, but yeah. Reading, writing, self-discovery, self-growth. Why not? Who cares what anybody thinks? Also, meditation. Meditation is not what I thought it was. It's literally just sitting there, focusing on your breathing, letting your mind go blank, and you really start getting a lot of clarity and almost like zen. You feel very calm. I forgot to put my pencil case away. Yeah. Oh, also, detoxing from social media is very important. I should have said this earlier in the video because now less people are going to actually hear about this because everybody clicked away already, I bet, because I'm not that good at speaking yet. When it comes to social media, the reason it makes us all depressed is because of comparison. And also, like, we're just mindlessly scrolling through life. We're not actually doing anything to bring us joy. It's just hits of dopamine. And it's like, we just need to, like, I'm not very qualified on this. I've been off of it since high school, which has been like 8 or 9 months now. And my life is like amazing now. Like, I recommend getting off, because those people on there, like on Snapchat, you might have like 5, 10, 50, 100 people you're snapping. None of them care about you. I'm not gonna lie. No, like maybe 1 or 2. When I got off Snapchat, I posted on my story and I said, I'm deleting Snapchat. If anybody would like to stay in touch with me, here's my number. I think 3 people texted me out of like the 180 or something, like 200, maybe, I think it was even like 300 people saw it. It was like only 3 people texted me. So it's like, bro, we need to stop pretending like we have companionship and actually feel friendship and community. Build those real friendships, because my generation, we're gonna be at the end of our lives and be like, wow, I did nothing. I didn't travel. I just looked at the screen most of my life. Like, I don't have any friends. Like, we're gonna be very sad. And I honestly feel a lot of responsibility. Like, I feel like I have the knowledge and, I guess, wisdom to do better and help bring awareness to the people. And I don't know. This sun feels amazing on my body right now. I'm not gonna lie. Just had a little workout. Feeling quite pumped. Oh yeah, baby. But look. put yourself first, and I believe in you, and build those relationships, because that's what we need. We're social animals. We're also adapting creatures, because like we're just built for adaptation. And it's like you can't teach an old human new tricks. You know what I mean? Like we adapt to our situations. So it's like you can do it. I know you can. You know you can. So stop waiting to give yourself permission and just do it. Whatever it is. No, not killing yourself. But yeah. I don't know. I hope I helped you. If I help one person, I feel great. I just want to help somebody, because I know that I needed it. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep ranting. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll never see you. That was cringy as fuck, and I was also gay. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Have a good day, bro.